Are you our statistician? Awesome. We might bug you for a couple little quick tidbits during the stream. Oh, awesome. Heck yeah. We're actually going to have, what's her name? That official? What's that official's name? We're going to have Suzanne actually come on the stream in a little bit. She's going to come over and awesome. You guys can hear us in the trailer. I know you're still working through some power issues we were hearing about this morning. But this game is getting underway here on court number 2. I'm going to just go ahead and roll in case we are recording. So I am Taylor Wright, next to my broadcast partner, Jacob Justice. We are all the way here in the beautiful Manhattan Beach, coming to you from Jacksonville Beach, Florida, for this phenomenal matchup here on Saturday morning with Taryn Brasher, Kristen Nuss, the Olympic duo, taking on Ella Connor and Isabella Martinez. Jacob, I know you were looking through a lot of the notes for today. Want to go ahead and take us into how they got here?
Yeah, absolutely. So super excited to obviously be here, Taylor. Thank you for the introduction. This is exciting. We've obviously seen Taryn and Kristen all over, not just the AVP Tour, but the world, right? We got to see them at the Olympics in 2024 in Paris, where maybe a little bit of a disappointing finish, but what they have done domestically and internationally it is incredible to see. So we're excited to see what they're able to do today. Already off to a 2-1 start. Taryn and Kristen had a ball that went wide out of bounds from Izzy Martinez, the duo out of Cal Poly. They're playing together there for Todd Rogers. So we're going to see how this goes today. Nice high set there. Oh, and a stab dig from Izzy. Kristen going to get the peeling defender. And
peeling
we'll put
touch, but not able to get that one back up there. So a 3-1 lead here early in this match for Taryn and Kristen, as one might expect. But Ella and Isabella certainly a powerful pair. We've got to call a couple of their matches this season, and what a fun and honestly just hilarious team that they are. We heard them during warm-ups, really, cracking some jokes. They had Herc the dog. If you've been around the AVP at all for a while, you certainly know Ella Connor's dog, Herc, rolling around with his AVP official player badge.
Yeah, the player badge is a really nice touch for him. I'm sure that the dog collar and harness, it looks phenomenal on him. So we were excited to see him as well-mannered as we'd seen. That swing is going to be just a long out of bounds. And so a 5-1 scoreline right now. So again, first set, second set, you'll play to 21, but you'll switch every 7 points. So right after this, they're going to switch sides. That is just a good way to balance the elements, right? So a lot of times in beach volleyball, you have wind or you have the sun, and those elements are going to play a factor. And that swing is going to find the deep corner for a 2-5 switch.
Yeah, Izzy finding that deep corner there. So we're already seeing Todd Rogers, as we've talked about a lot throughout the season, really has been implementing and pushing this move offense, as I would call it, right? They're not running that up and down set in front every time. They're really moving the ball. We actually heard them in warm-ups with a hilarious call. They were really working on the push set early in their warm-ups.
A little bit too much of a push.
the call was push from the clear other side of the court, and the retort was, ugh. Oh, so really moving the ball around as we see Izzy there going behind on the back set and swinging deep. So
and that's something too that I really hope we see Taryn and Kristen do a lot more of. Shout out to Drew Hamilton as well, their coach, who's in the box with them but has been traveling with them all over the world. And I think a huge part of Taryn and Kristen's success there is buying into whatever that game plan is, right? So when you have that going on, that's really the important side of it. Hey, if I truly believe what's going on here, we're going to have success. And clearly we've seen that from the LSU duo with so much success, not just in college, but transitioning that to the international game and here on the domestic tour as well. It's been incredible to see. Not only are they incredible athletes and have some of the most precision I've ever seen from a women's team, they also are just incredible people. We've gotten to talk to them a couple times this weekend, a couple interviews and stuff like that. So really good to
great
see.
cross dig there. Oh, but the cutty's going to be a touch short into the net. So far 8-3. This game certainly going the way that a betting man would have bet. But Ella and Izzy, we've seen them a couple times this season do this. They get dug into a little bit of a hole, and they start to find their groove and find their rhythm. And we see there a great poke over the top of that big block by Brasher the Basher, as Mark has deemed her nickname for the rest of the season. So Taryn Cloth becoming Taryn Brasher, coming in at a staggering 6'4". That is a heck of a block to go up around. Oh, and a nice little cut shot there by Kristen.
A lot of decisions have to be made to go around that block, that's for sure. And again, those short rolls, she does so good with the timing for delaying a block that even if you shoot it in short, she still has the opportunity to go up and just house you anyway. So. And
to be clear, Ella Connor's coming in at 6'1". So this isn't a David versus Goliath. This is a Goliath versus Goliath at the net. And Ella's still having to find some space up there with Taryn just owning the airspace at the net right now, getting lots of touches
Ella
early.
with a good tool there to bring it to a 5-9 switch. So Izzy will go back to serve. And they're going to see if they can close the gap on this. I think
I just noticed the matching shorts by the coach. You talked about being bought in as a team.
It's the whole game plan. And an ace down the middle for Izzy Martinez.
Win in a pickle, go down the middle.
And that's something, too, that I think they're going to attack. They're going to attack that seam quite a lot here today. And honestly, that's a great way to just get a team out of system like that, right? Hey, you go, I go, and that miscommunication sometimes. But a team like Taryn and Kristen, they're going to make it work. As unfortunate error for them on the side, but able to take care of business on the next one and keep it moving. So 10-6 after the side out. Taryn.
Or as I just remembered, as our part-time broadcast partner this season has called it many a times, the Highway of Havoc. Oh, and a little snappy across the top of the tape's going to score. So 7-10. Ella to the line, and we're seeing both of these teams are employing what we call a solo blocker. So that blocking player is going to have to serve and then make their way to the net. So we're kind of seeing both of those players so far going a little aggressive on their serve, certainly trying to give themselves plenty of time to make their way to the net, as we will see some teams employ the split blocking. I've actually gotten to see Kristen Nuss in person get a block at Austin, and let me tell you what, when you see 5'6",
crazy when that happens.
When 5'6" gets a block, it's a special moment, and a recycle there and cleaned up with a deep pokey. 8-11.
You might expect at 6'4" to get a block when you're going up to block, but when you're 5'6" and you go up to block and you get one, the world feels like it's in the palm of your hand. So nice high set here from Taryn, and Kristen will put it away down the line.
Kristen well known for her precision shots, rolls, cuts, pokes, but the one thing that I think she does so well is just elevates out of the sands. She explodes and goes up and just detonates on balls. Maybe not every other, maybe not every third, but that one's gonna be just long. So
yes. Here at our technical timeout already, the score line is going to kind of tell the story. It's been quite a few unforced errors from Izzy and Ella. A couple balls long or wide of the end lines and sideline, but they're getting good looks. Like they're staying in system a lot. They're getting good touches on defense. I think the service pressure is where they're going to have to really step it up in the second half of this first set and the rest of the match. We saw that ace down the middle where, hey, you're just going to get that miscommunication every so often, but if you're going to be really aggressive, you're going to go short down that line of Taryn and make her work hard to get there, right? Or you serve that kind of deep ball and get her to have a lot of that runway, but again, at 6'4", that runway is a lot smaller than you think when you have long legs that can move across the court very quickly.
Especially that short serve. We watched a lot of teams, especially on the men's side, use that serve so much this season, and really trapping that taller player in close to the net. Hard to get your feet back gathered and off the net to get a swing. They're typically able to get back up quickly and make a good cut or a roll, but you're taking away that big approach, explosive swing. So, and as we've also talked about, Todd Rogers, one of his pillars of his entire game planning for his teams is service pressure. So I certainly expect to see Ella and Izzy turn up the service pressures. We've seen them do the season, and Todd is so well known for coaching that way.
So back from the technical timeout, Taryn's going to be serving. Just a little short ball there to Izzy Martinez. Touch off the block, sets herself, and Taryn Brasher is going to put it away. Does she get an assist and a kill for that, or does she just get...
We could ask our official stats man, but I think she should. He's shaking his head no, but I'm gonna tell her that she gets an extra point for doing that. So Brasher the Basher going up and cleaning that ball up. Option swing low into the tape. That is something we've seen Ella use a lot at some events earlier this season, that really going for that aggressive option seam swing. So maybe that could be part of the game plan coming out of that technical time that they've talked about is, hey, let's really try to push the 2-ball.
Oh, nice high set there, and Taryn is going to set the house there. Oh my goodness, a great presser. We're sitting just down the line of the net right now, and you see Taryn's hands get about a foot and a half across the top of the tape, and just a suffocating block.
We talk about airspace. The FAA might need to get involved on that one because she shut it down.
Good pickup there from Kristen. Ella winning the joust at the net, able to recycle it. Izzy with a push out, cross court shot for Ella Connor. We'll put that one away for the kill.
What a great cut there by Ella, just recognizing Kristen sitting in defense and holding that shot to the last minute and really not allowing Kristen to make a read and just snapping that ball down away from the defender. A really smart shot.
1 second, I'm sorry.
Ella Connor back to serve. Gonna be running up here. I think Taryn got some sand in the eyes. I think she's good to go. So Ella back to serve, gonna be running up. 9 serving 16, goes a little bit of a hybrid, like top down to Kristen, and a cut shot is going to be just a touch low, doesn't go through the top of the tape, and Izzy and Ella breaking the 10-point barrier. Still a lot of work to do, but not unreachable, right? Just play a good, clean game here while you can, and make sure the service pressure is there. I like that kind of deep float there. The ball run out to the pin there for Taryn. Good little slap dig for Ella on the peel. Nobody up. Taryn gets a dig of her own. Tight ball, poked high over Izzy, unable to get there and down for a point.
You know, we saw her doing that exact peel defense work in their warm-ups at about 7:30 this morning. Their amazing coach was out here snapping some balls out of a peeling block of hers, and we've certainly seen her do that a lot this season. Oh, and air mailed in a corner.
Jumbo little pokey there on the option ball from Izzy Martinez. And so we'll have an 11-17 switch. Again, first set here. And this is still, Taylor, this is still a winner's bracket match. So it's not, you know, win or go home at this point. There's still an opportunity here. Taryn and Kristen being the 1 seed. They have done well, obviously, so far. It helps. They played the 32 seed, Castillo and Gray, and then they also played Devin Sowers and Carly Kahn.
And again, Taryn Brasher just living in her pocket right now with another peel, dig, and put away. She is she's owning the peel, dig stats right now. Phenomenal. And something, Jake, I wanted to go ahead and bring up, by the way, is I happen to be in Austin for the league event, and I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces in the back of the court at the end line here. That obviously when you go to the Olympics, you gain a lot of fans. But let me tell you what, of the people I see over here, I got to meet in Austin, hanging with some of these amazing athletes. That's a lot of family and close family friends. Like, these aren't just random fans. When I tell you that their group rolls deep, I'm talking about, I was sitting in a section with 30 to 40 people just there for TKN. And these are family friends, cousins, aunts, uncles, and the crowd love that they get, and you can see that they're playing off of it right now.
Yeah, well, obviously Taryn and Kristen have a lot of success in the game. If you listen to any interview for them, the amount of credit that's given to their family and friends and all the support that they have, and obviously now being an Olympic team, the national support they have for going over and being able to compete at such a high level is incredible. And that's got to be a huge part. Again, they'll say it. It's a huge part of their success. Having that support system is amazing. And a high line there for Taryn Brasher. We'll put it down, and that'll bring us to our first set point. So we'll have an opportunity to put this one away. Taryn back at the service line. Let's see where she's going with this. Give herself some time to run up to the to the net to block. This one's going to go to Izzy Martinez. Nice set out there, high line there, and wide out of bounds. Isabella Martinez is going to miss, and so we will have our first set in the books, 21-13. Taryn and Kristen with a commanding lead, a lot of control in that first set. Let's see what game changes there's gonna be on the Cal Poly side there. Again, we talked earlier about the service pressure and some of the pieces there that, hey, you're gonna need to have to maybe make it a little bit closer than the 21-13. Even there at the end, the unforced errors that were coming up, just wide swings. And again, we've talked about also Taryn's block, right? You have to make a lot of decisions based on that block. And so I love the being aggressive and swinging. Just make sure you're finding those hands, right? We got I think Ella had one or two tools off the block as well, but I want to see more service pressure coming out from them, right? Again, you got the one ace down the middle. Just keep pushing with it, right? There's going to be opportunities there. Just make sure you take care of each one.
Absolutely, and you know, we hate to see it, but I'm gonna be completely honest. And after Izzy went up and got blocked there by Taryn, you kind of almost immediately saw them play a little bit more conservative right off the rip. The sets were a little further off the net, maybe not wanting to challenge that block. So Ella and Izzy not really going to be able to stay conservative going into the second set. If they hope to force a third, they are going to need to stay aggressive, as they've proven at Cal Poly they're very capable of doing. So really looking for Ella and Izzy here to, again, like you said, Jake, really feed off that. Is just build the service pressure, and that's gonna cascade down, and just being much more aggressive at the net, and hopefully find some good points for them early, as they really do not need to start in a hole again.
Yeah, and a service error there, right? So another unforced error just to start things off. Again, you got a lot of time here in this set to 21, but after losing the first set 21-13, you got to think, okay, we got to step on the gas a little bit here just to get going. Nice
middle set.
Yeah, nice set there into the middle. We've seen them run a little bit more out to the pins in that kind of push, move the ball offense, but that one going to be nice high in the middle. And that might be a game plan too, is, hey, let's get back to the basics, right? Hey, let's go up and down on the sets, make sure that we're going to get the looks that we want.
Back to the basics, but also one thing that I think maybe they've done their homework enough to recognize is Taryn and Kristen both do a phenomenal job at playing defense against the pin offense, as Kristen's able to really go kind of sit in that cross or sit in the line. Going back to that middle offense, they're going to kind of be able to find. There we saw some sportsmanship. Player go ahead and just, snap at the line saying, yeah, that ball was in. Don't worry about running down here, Mr. Referee. We'll go ahead and show you.
Option there for Ella Connor, and that is going to be so good. The short poke is going to get across.
Very smart play there by Ella, recognizing that she did not have the time on that option to go up and swing as she would love to, but doing a great job just controlling the ball there and putting it down quickly.
So float serve there to Kristen Nuss, a short cut shot of her own. A little chicken wing dig there for Izzy. Picked up, pulling dig off the hand of Ella Connor and down for a kill. TKN getting the point there to go up 3-2.
Yeah, Kristen doing a great job. Let's talk about and give tons of credit to Izzy there. That was a phenomenal cut shot by Kristen, and she managed to get the chicken wing did there. So phenomenal job. I think Kristen just coming back up and put a little heat on the next one. Oh, and a nice swing there by Izzy.
That's a great response, and I'd love to see that, because you can go up and maybe he'll shoot and try to get another shot there, but at a certain point he's like, you know what, we just got to go up and rip it.
Yeah, so I really like that Izzy swing there, and I hope we see a lot more of that. They really got to turn the pressure up.
Nice set in the middle there for Taryn. She's going to go across court. Not quite over the block of Ella Connor.
Yeah, I completely forgot.
But maybe from this angle, it looked like that.
Jacob's going to go ahead and give her the OT call.
Just a little head tap and,
Little head tap.
Move on. But Taryn will be back to serve after the side switch. So 4-3 early in set number 2. Getting the block call there from Kristen. Float there to Izzy. Nice high set. Good poke. Kristen laying out. Superman dive. Gonna go high line. Batted over on one. Izzy Martinez.
Little game of beach tennis going on here on court number 2.
And that is so smart to recognize that that is a lot of open court. Taryn with a good opportunity standing at the net, but Kristen after that dig was just kind of laying on the ground. An amazing touch by her, but Izzy able to take care of it. Tight ball there. Ella Connor is going to win the joust at the net and push it back on the side. And so a lead here for the Cal Poly duo, 5-4.
First lead of the match for them.
Float serve with a little bit of topspin on it actually from Izzy. That ball pushed out off the top of the block of Ella Connor and down.
Thank you, Doug.
So
you know, I'm reading some stats here, Jay, and I want to go ahead and give a shout out to this incredible stat that we were chatting about just a little bit ago. TKN have won 30 of their last 33 AVP matches.
Tight ball, picked up, recycled by Ella Connor. We'll get back to that in a second. This is a great rally.
Oh,
off the top of the block
and
of
over the
Ella
top.
Connor.
Darren.
Great
Brasher the Basher going finesse on that pokey and just great court vision, recognizing the kind of scramble play defense and just getting that one down quickly. Option ball taken care of. Pokey over the top. Set for Kristen and a rip.
Kristen elevating and detonating. A great swing there down the line of the peeling defender.
Again, that is something I love from Kristen, coming in at 5'6", so well known for her precision, but just snapping balls down and really forcing defenders to respect that she has the ability to do that. And another recycle. That's 2 at the same point, and a choppy shot over the top is going to bring us 1 point closer to our next side switch.
Yeah, and it's it doesn't look very bright and sunny here right now, but a little bit of an overcast from the marine layer. It's a pretty nice temperature right now to play some volleyball. It's about 66 degrees, and the overcast makes it feel a little nicer. We had a little bit of sprinkles this morning, and 8-6 is going to be our score as we switch sides. But I would really say that there's a good side or bad side. In totality, I'd say there's maybe a little bit of wind going into Izzy and Ella now, so they're going to be technically on that good side, swinging into the wind. But not a whole lot here, so it's a very pure game of volleyball right now.
Yeah, not a lot of factors. Oh, and a nice. So that's such a great swing right there, recognizing that that's a running up block. So that blocker just made their serve. Now they're running to the net. Is he able to get a tighter ball there? And Ella just able to go up and snap off the top of Taryn's hands, running up. Peel and almost up. What a great read there by Izzy, but just not able to get enough hand under that ball.
Just out of reach, which sometimes doesn't exactly feel that way. There's some shots that are hit that you're like, there's no way I'm touching that one. But Izzy able to obviously get a good hand on that, but not able to put it away. High line there off the hands of Taryn Brasher. So Izzy Martinez gets the kill and brings it back within 1.
So going back real quick to this 30 of 33 AVP matches that they've won. Reaching the finals in 6 straight events, by the way. So that means that two of their only 3 losses were in the finals.
In finals, and
so
for those of you that have watched a lot of the AVP this year, they're electric to watch and so much fun, and they play with a lot of passion, and that's something that's awesome to see. And I love seeing not just the duo that obviously has been established here. Our Olympic team here, But the teams that are coming up through college, oh, great pickup there from Kristen. And a high line there, the pickup and put away, Kristen Nuss. That was almost a double up in the line, by the way. I think Jared started feeling a little late, and Kristen goes, I got you, partner. Not a problem.
She did. She slid right in behind the peeling defense and just picked that ball up smoothly. 11-8's the scoreline. Oh, wide pass, but taken care of. A little shorty shot going to be picked up. Platform set. Wide.
Just wide, and that is a rare error we've seen here from TKN. Taryn right now, by the way, is 13 for 18 on swings and does not have a hitting error, which is just, the efficiency there is just so good.
So here we are in our technical timeout of our second set. Scoreline 12-9, a much better scoreline for Izzy and Ella than they were at in the first set. However, still trailing 3 points here. Jacob, take us into, if you were the coach in the box with Ella and Izzy right now, what's the game plan? What are we really looking to try to change?
Yeah, and just looking at the stat line here too, which is available on avp.com. The bracket and everything is available for you viewers at home to go and look at if you would like. But the stat line says a lot here. There's two combined unforced errors for Taryn and Kristen. You have 9, including service errors, on Izzy and Ella's side. So again, we talked about that earlier. It's got to be cleaner volleyball. You give yourself good opportunities, but you got to put those away. And again, we've talked about those, the block of Taryn and how that influences a lot of your decision. But right now, Taryn only has one block. She's got a good couple of block touches as well, but that's really not the problem right now. Hey, we're not getting blocked a lot, but we're also seeing a lot of good cover off the block as well, which
we have. I think there's been, I don't know if this is stated, but God, there's probably got to be 6 or 7 recycle balls that we've seen already.
Yeah, it might count as a dig, but I'm not sure. So
nice another jumbo shrimp there, making its appearance right over the top of the defender. Going to take us to 10-12.
You showed a 1.
I know, I lied.
Getting our service order correct for the time being. So Ella Connor will be back to serve here.
Going with the top serve here.
Nice serve to the outside shoulder there of Taryn, but not a problem.
Jacob, we talked
no
about
expression there from that. She's like, that's it.
None.
That's my business.
But that's Taryn Brasher. If you've watched her play at all, you know that she's just such a stoic player, very, mild-mannered, doesn't really get loud, fired up. And Jacob, we talked about her cut shot in their warm-ups, and for those watching at home, you may not be able to see, but that cut shot has virtually zero uplift.
That's so pretty,
straight
Kristen. Just kind of a no-look turn down the line there, lined up into the angle and just chops it straight down the line.
TKN really pushing for a plaque on the pier here. Certainly.
Trying to add another one.
Yeah.
On Thursday during the qualifier, they had that going on, which is pretty awesome to see as well.
I think Taryn heard you saying that she wasn't getting a lot of block stats, and she decided that wasn't cool enough.
That's the opposite of the commentator's chase. It's like, oh, this isn't happening at all, and then all of a sudden it happens a bunch.
Good terminal block there by Taryn.
So far, then. No.
Great terminal block there. Take us to 15-10. So TKN opening up that lead. And another, that's 2 back-to-back for Taryn Brasher.
That was something I talked to you earlier about, Taylor, was she can delay that block and just throw it back at you. Again, the precision that you need to have on those shots to go around that block is insane. And that was a great cut shot, by the way.
It was a great cut.
It still got thrown back.
And a big timeout here by Ella and Izzy as they try to stop the bleeding at a score line of 10-16. Jacob, let's go back to what we talked about in that coaching timeout, right? So we had our technical, talked about we've got to find that pressure. We've got to get rid of unforced errors. Now at 16-10, we're at absolute crunch time now. Down 6 and a gain to 21. They've got to find a way to play some really clean volleyball here to hope to bring a third set.
Yeah, and it's a very similar scoreline to the first set at this point, right? We had that later side switch at 17-11 in favor of Taryn and Kristen. So I'd like to see them come out of this timeout and get 2, right? Hey, if we can come in and we can grab, a side out here on the serve, and then go back and just be aggressive from the service line. Let's see if we can string together 1, maybe 2 more points before the side switch. And 16-12, it's going to feel a lot more manageable than 17-11, which I think we saw that. It's not a defeating feeling to be down that many, but Taryn and Kristen get to that crunch time you're talking about in that final, 5-10 points, and they put balls away. They take care of the ball on their side of the court.
And I'm going to call it now, even if they go down.
Jump set there for Ella Connor.
Even if they go down right here, this is not a win or a lose or go home situation. Both these teams still in it. And I'm going to call it right now. If Ella and Izzy can find a way to simply just get rid of those unforced errors that we talked about, we see them again later this weekend.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, right back here on Stadium or even Court 2. We see them right back in it. And there we see another unforced error fall. So a 17-11 switch, just as we saw in the first set. But I don't think their road to the pier is anywhere near over if they can figure out how to get rid of those unforced errors.
And that's been a huge part of it. Taryn with 3 blocks now, right after we had talked about that. But at the time, they had 8 errors combined on offense for Izzy and Ella, and that one's going to get put away.
Really good option swing by there, kind of taking a lot of power off and just going with a placement swing rather than power, as she's gotten dug a couple of times by Kristen. Going back to this top serve again, we talked about Todd really coaches a lot of service pressure, and I love her going to the top spin, turning around from the block, not able to clean that up. 18-12 the score line.
Ella's trying to get that crumble time down. that turnaround off the block jump and try to get that touch is a really hard move to really feel like you have a lot of control, right? Because your body's just crumbling to the ground as fast as you can. But a perfect shot there for Taryn. Sorry, that was Kristen on that one. High roll over the block is going to find the sand for Ella and Izzy. 13-18. See if they're going to go back to this top spin serve. Ella's been ripping that one. This one's going to come from Isabella down the middle, kind of deep there to Kristen. A little bit of a tight set. Recycle. Not able to corral it after the block. And so a terminal block there for Ella Connor.
Yeah, and Ella Connor getting maybe her second block of the match there. First terminal block. So she's had a couple. She's had a couple recycle blocks, but they're finally statting her first terminal block of the match, and that's something that they're also going to need to start finding if they hope to make a run back to the pier. Oh, and a great touch, but not controlled. 19-14 the scoreline.
Just a really high touch there off of Ella, and Izzy able to get a nice little kind of flipper on that, but not able to get it back to Ella to send over. And so 19-14, just 2 points away from what could potentially be our first match point. Short float from Kristen. Jumbo pokey, just out of bounds.
A really good idea there, to be honest, and you know, you could almost see the symphony of that happening with the short serve. Ella really showing that poke early, but just not able to take enough off of it.
Short float is going to give Ella a lot of runway to come up and swing, right? Another short float here. Okay, Ella running around her cone of a partner and gets the little backhand flipper. Izzy Martinez.
Little show and go there.
I don't know if that was a drawn-up play or not, but I don't know if Todd's going to keep that in his playbook going into
little
season.
Reverse slide.
We are starting to see a good bit of rain come down here in Manhattan Beach.
Be interesting to see. We've seen a couple other events this season where you know, us amateur players might not be hand setting as much in the rain, but man, these pros, it's like it doesn't even affect them. And there's our first
service
point.
error for Martinez, and Connor is going to end things here on court 2. This is a women's winners bracket match, so we'll see Izzy and Ella later on in contenders. They're going to have another opportunity coming up later, but man, Taryn and Kristen just in control the whole time, keeping it low error, good, clean volleyball. And they're going to take on the winner of Corinne Quiggle and Tegan Van Gunst, taking on Anaya Evans and Tori Van Winden. That is a big upset coming from the women's side. Tori and Anaya taking down the 4 seed in Gina Urango and Megan J. Rice. That was probably the biggest upset of yesterday.
Yeah.
And a team
the crowd for that was just electric.
Amazing.
Electric.
Absolutely amazing. So we're excited to see where they are going to be going later. But we'll have some more women's matches coming up for you. We got all morning. We're going to have women's here on court 2. I see Kelly Chang and Molly Shaw getting warmed up here to start, as well as a couple of the Stanford ladies as well. So we're going to have an exciting match here on court 2 coming up in just a bit. We are running a little bit ahead of schedule, but we're going to get some volleyball action back to you as soon as possible here on the mic. Jacob Justice alongside Taylor Wright here in Manhattan Beach for the 2025 Manhattan Beach Open. We'll see you guys in just a bit.
Oh yeah, can we go over